Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. My name's Andrew Hewison. I'm the Managing Director of Hewison Private Wealth. I'm joined by one of my business partners and wealth advisor, Simon Curtain. Welcome, Simon.
Thanks, Andrew.
We wanted to jump on here today to detail a really incredible experience that Simon and I had on a trip to the US. It was a trip that was organised by our friends over at Macquarie, and they take a group of advisors over to the US every year on a global innovation tour. It was a combination of site visits with other IFA businesses over there, and also a really interesting part of the tour was a trip up to San Francisco, Silicon Valley, where we met with some tech businesses, Salesforce, Google, and Stanford University. Less technology focused, but still an incredible experience up there. Simon, I might kick over to you to kick us off with one of the key takeouts that you got from the trip.
Sure, thanks, Andrew. So we started the trip in New York City. Very, very long days, early starts, late finish. A couple of the highlights were visiting McKinsey Consulting in New York, down near the World Trade Center. We were up in the boardroom, I think it was like the 68th floor, fantastic view. And they gave a really good presentation into the wealth industry. One of the main points I took out of it is what they're seeing is a big trend of people or clients moving away from the big institutional brand name firms and moving to the more boutique wealth management firms similar to Hewison Private Wealth, because what they can offer their clients is a more bespoke, client-centric focus. So there's a real push they're noticing of clients moving away and into that space, which is where we operate.
Yeah. Do you think as it relates to the smaller boutique businesses, that it really comes down to the importance of a relationship? Is that what you took from that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you are small, agile, you know your clients really well, you can get around them, you can find out about their goals and objectives, what makes them tick, and I know that's what we do well here, whereas I think sometimes there's that old adage of being a number, not a person, when you're going for the bigger end of town. We visited a wealth management firm named Madeira in New Jersey, about 40 minutes out of New York. Very similar business to Hewison Private Wealth, started by one man. He's grown the business over many years. They're quite a large firm now, but really what we took out of that was still maintaining their client-centric culture. They've kind of, I guess, combated the growth of being such a large business by establishing pods within their business. So each client has a team, an advisor, client services around them so they can get to know them intimately, which is something that we've been implementing at Hewison Private Wealth for a while now. So it was just really good to see that even as you grow, you can still maintain that client-centric focus.
Yeah. So it was really interesting during that meeting, and then in another meeting we'll get to in a minute, we're talking to these businesses over in the US. Businesses over in the US don't necessarily do things better, and it was a really interesting, experience to go over there. And it's not always about learning something new. Sometimes it's actually about that affirming what we're doing here is similar to those other market-leading businesses over on the other side of the world. And that led us back to Los Angeles, where we got to spend an entire day with another business called Aspirient. Very similar business to ours. I got the sense that they had some shared values that we hold dear to us over here. But this business is wholly owned. There's 83 partners, I think, across the country, but they're wholly owned by the people in the business. And that's something, our business is wholly owned by the people in the business. We always want to be in control of the decisions that we're making on behalf of you, our clients, and making sure that your best interests are always looked after. And that's a value that they really share. They're not really interested in any outside investment, outside money, because they don't want to be dictated to by Big Brother. Again, we're very passionate about that over here.
As Andrew mentioned at the start of the conversation, we visited Silicon Valley in San Francisco and got to have a tour around Google, which was, I think, a highlight for everyone. It was at the very end of the tour. We'd all come together, got to know each other really well, and then just got to have a walk around the Google campus. Google gave us a really interesting presentation around cybersecurity and how you need to be very secure, particularly when you're dealing with large amount of sensitive data as we are here. They had some interesting statistics. 94% of malware attacks are started from something as simple as an email, an attachment, a link that someone unwillingly clicks. And another 80% of attacks are phishing. And what we mean by phishing is that they'll send out countless thousands, millions of emails to people. They'll look like a reputable organisation, but in reality, they're a scam. You click the link, you put your details in, and they've all of a sudden got control of your data.
And look, for me, we mentioned earlier we visited Salesforce. Now, we use Salesforce internally. We haven't been using it for a long time, so we're very interested in understanding how we can use Salesforce more effectively to improve the service back to you. Our clients are very interested in the experience that they have as far as the relationship goes, how we deliver on that relationship, and the service generally happens in the background. But for us, it's something that, as I said before, we're very passionate about continuing to invest in these types of systems so that we can improve our service back to you. It was really interesting to hear Salesforce talk about how powerful that system can be when, if we obtain really deep, important data on our clients as we're having our client meetings and developing our relationships, how do we then use that information in a very proactive manner to drive deeper, more important conversations that are of benefit to you? If we can control or we can house information that relates to whether it's significant birthdays or significant events for children, children's graduations, paying off mortgages, etc., then we can actually use that to drive more impactful conversations with our clients. And we'd like to think that that would be of greater benefit to you rather than the occasional phone call to check in. Well, everybody, that was probably just the tip of the iceberg of some of the experiences that Simon and I had. It was really an incredible opportunity to represent Hewison Private Wealth and represent you, our clients, and continue to improve our knowledge and learning from other businesses and other companies overseas to enable us to come back and hopefully implement some improvements to the services that we provide to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.